Hi, without further delay, in this session, I'll be showing you on how to do Linux hacking. So basically, this is the scenario, Linux hacking, and we're going to use several different tools here. Basically, our Kali Linux, beloved Kali Linux, Netdiscover, Enmap, Metasploit framework, Tenable Nessus, and also some exploit code from ExploitDB.com. And for the target, we'll be using Red Hat Linux, the older kernel, just to give you uh, an example of a case where we can actually, hack a Linux machine. So let's start with step one. So here I have launched Kali Linux and Red Hat. Okay, and in step one here, I'm going to show you on how to do the information gathering. First is we'll do the scanning, network scan using Netdiscover and Enmap, and then after that we'll move on to port scan with Nmap, and then services enumeration with Metasploit auxiliary. Okay, so let's start with the network scan with Netdiscover and Nmap. So first, let's check our configuration. Okay, so my IP address is 192.168.1.252, and we can check the traffic or packets going in and out of the network by using Wireshark. So you can use Wireshark. This is optional. So just to make sure that we're getting something. So for example, here I'm using ETH0, and you can try to generate ping, what I call this, a traffic by typing ping 192.168.1.1, just an example. Okay, although the destination host is unreachable, so here you can see that we are actually on the IP address, the network of 192.168.1, and you can leave it on. Now let's open another window, new window, and type Netdiscover. Now, by typing this Netdiscover without any option, it will do the scanning for any available hosts or live hosts in our network. So this is actually Netdiscover, and I can open a new window to run my Nmap command -n to actually skip the DNS name resolution, and -sn to scan for any live hosts in a specific network, 192.168.1.0/24. So I will be scanning 192.168.1.0/24 network. See what happened. Okay, hang on for a while. Okay, so I got this host alive. Also, this is actually my host, and this is the Linux host. As you can see here, we got the same thing. We got 192.168.1.125 hosts running and alive. Okay, so we got a target. Now, once we're done with this, So we're done with network scan with Netdiscover, and we're done with the Nmap. Okay, so once we got the target, which is 192.168.1.125, the next thing to do is to, yeah, you can create new window just to track the activities. So in this window, I'll be typing the command to do this one, port scan with Enmap. In fact, there are many commands options in Enmap, but I'll be showing you the easiest way to enumerate and find the open ports on our target machine. So what we can do is we can just type, let's say, nmap minus n, and then you can actually run the nmap with multiple scripts. Yeah, try to detect the operating system as well as other things. Yeah, for example, I will just use A to scan with complete options, plus minus O to scan for the operating system or operating system detection. And we can put the target 192.168.1.125, and then you can specify that you want to store the result of the Nmap on an XML, on one XML file. For example, you can put minus OX, put the name, let's say, target, something like that, or scan result. This will automatically save the result to an XML type of file. Okay, let's just do this one for a while. Now, if you want to learn more about, while waiting for this scanning to finish, if you want to learn more about Enmap, of course, you can check this one. Open Google and then just type enmap.org. Yeah, you can find a lot of commands to learn. Yeah. Let me zoom this one. Yeah, the latest version is Enmap 7.70. Okay, you can download from here. On the left side, just click download. You can download many different in many different binaries: Microsoft Windows, Linux, and so on. Yeah. Okay, so that's basically what you can download from the Enmap website. Yeah, it's gonna take a while to get the result. Yeah. Yeah, so for example here, of course, you can download the stable Nmap executable file for Windows, and then for RPM here, and then for Mac, and even if you want to compile it, yeah, from the source, these are the commands to compile it. Yeah. And then if you want to get more information about Nmap, definitely you can find this documentation from the same website. Okay, and it's available on many different languages. Now for Netdiscover, you can search Netdiscover from GitHub. You can find this under this Alexi Netdiscover. The network address discovering tool developed mainly for those wireless network, but of course you can use the Netdiscover to scan for live IP addresses or live hosts. That's fine. Maybe we have other Netdiscover. Yeah, this is actually quite an old Debian Netdiscover. Yeah. There's an active, passive, or reconnaissance tool. Okay, so the previous Netdiscover was actually something else. Yeah, this is something else. Network addressing discovering tool. Yeah. But what I was talking about is supposed to be this one, the built-in Debian active passive or reconnaissance tool called Netdiscover. Okay. Let's see, we are, yeah, if we have the Enmap result, yeah, not yet. So basically these two tools, Enmap and Netdiscover, can be used to find active hosts by scanning the network. Okay. Now for our preparation, I'll be launching the different tool. Like here, we'll be using the Tenable Nessus. Okay, Tenable Nessus. Yeah, let's just open or find Nessus. Yeah, so it's a professional. Nessus Professional is vulnerability scanner. Yeah, basically Nessus has two versions. The first version is, or edition, I would say. The first edition is for home use, which is quite handy. Yeah, you don't have to pay for the home edition. It is limited to scanning 16 hosts, if I'm not mistaken. And for the Pro version, you don't have any limitation on scanning multiple hosts. You can even scan thousands of hosts. Okay, so to start the oops, yeah, before that, okay, so let's review the result. Yeah, so this is my command. You can take note on this and notice that we got several ports open. Yeah. Of course, we can actually review the result by looking at this text resulting from the Nmap scan. But don't forget that earlier we have saved our scanning result to scan result in XML file. So what we can do is, let's minimize this or clear the result. No problem with that. Yeah. So what we can do is we just type ls then scan result. You'll see the scan result. We can rename this one because there was an it's supposed to be an XML file, so you can just type mv scan result to scan result .xml. Okay, and after that you can convert this XML file into an HTML file by typing xslt proc and then the name of the file, then minus output scan result.html. And of course you can launch your Firefox to view the scan result. So this is what you will be seeing. Yeah, so you'll be seeing this, and it's a very handy tool created by, yeah, so we created the, or we can say we converted the scan result XML, the XML file, into HTML by using this xslt proc tool, which is built in on Kali. Okay, so very handy tool that will produce this type of result, this kind of result. Yeah, and yeah, you can even see the command that we have issued earlier, and then we can even see the ports open, like okay, we got port 22, port 111, port 139, port 6000, and 32768. Okay. All right, so that's the result. Now let's go back to our so we're done with this port scan with Nmap. Now we'll be using the Metasploit auxiliary modules in or on Metasploit, to do services enumeration. Yeah. So let's start with this one, services enumeration with Metasploit auxiliary. So we can minimize the result, and then we can type the command clear, and then to just clear the screen, and then type msf console. It says it's 2 weeks old. It's okay. Yeah, just leave it on. The Metasploit console will be launching. Yeah, it's already launched. Now with the Metasploit console, what we can do is we can actually zoom this one or maximize. Just type clear, and we can type auxiliary show auxiliary. This command will actually display the auxiliary modules provided by Metasploit. Now, what I'm going to use is the auxiliary to do enumeration on specific service. Okay, let me just minimize this. Now, the service that I'm interested on is this port 139. Why 139? Because Samba, or on Windows called SMB service, is mostly vulnerable to the exploitation. Yeah, so it's actually quite vulnerable, even on Windows as well as on Linux. Okay, so let's do more information gathering by looking at the. There are a lot of auxiliary modules available on our Metasploit. Yeah, so I'll do the scanning. Let me find. Okay, there are some. Let me check. Okay, if you want to find the modules faster, what you can do is you can type search for Samba. Yeah, this will actually show only Samba related modules, matching modules. Okay, let's see if we can get. Oh, there's a scanner here. Let me see, scanner Samba unit credential. Okay, so I do not see any Samba scanning enumeration tool, or just type. Let's try to type search menu. Let's have a look on this one. Because I remember when I last tested this, there was a module that will allow you to scan for Samba version. Let me check on Metasploit. So Metasploit Samba version enumeration. Yeah, here we got there's a module called auxiliary scanner SMB version. So this is what I was trying to find. Yeah, so use auxiliary scanner. Oh, SMB, not Samba. Sorry, they use SMB. So let's do this the search again. Search for SMB. So auxiliary SMB. Yeah, here. This is what I'm trying to find. So let's just type info, then paste the module name. This will actually tell you what is the purpose of the module. And then if you want to use, what you can do is to just type use and then paste the module name. And you can specify or look at the options by typing show options. This will allow you to see what are the the options in the module. So for example, here we need to specify the host, so set our host. We can put a single IP address or even multiple IP addresses in a range, like for example 192.168.1.0/24. Yeah, this will scan the entire range, or you can just put the specific host, like for example our target is 125. Yeah, that's it, and then type run. Yeah, see, so this is what we got. From this result, we can identify that our target machine is running Unix Samba version 2.2.5. That's all I need, or that's all we need. Okay, because in the previous result, yeah, I do not really see the Samba version. Yeah. Okay, so the result here is not really complete. That's why information gathering should be more frequently done. Yeah, or you need to focus on finding more information about the target. Yeah, that's why this step one, information gathering, is very 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 important. I would really suggest that you do information gathering deeper. Yeah. Okay, once we are done with the step one here, which is actually this services enumeration with Metasploit auxiliary, I'm just finding one particular service to be enumerated and then get the version number. And the next one, the next step is I'll be doing this step two vulnerability scanning. Okay, so I'll be using the first one with Enmap script. Yeah, to do this, it's quite simple. All you need to do is open a new window. Yeah, I like to open new window rather than typing on the same window. Just type nmap -n, then you specify dash scripts. Then after that type vuln. This will invoke all of the vulnerability related scripts that was created. By the way, all of the scripts are what we call this included when you download it and install Nmap. For more info, go to Nmap. For example, here let's go to Nmap documentation, and you can search for the documentation. Yeah. Or if you want, you can use the search. Just type Nmap. Then script bomb. Yeah, here, and using Nmap script, or you can just type dash script equals to vom. Yeah, you can use this dash script that will actually invoke all of the or execute all of the available script to detect vulnerability. Yeah. So basically, you can also use Nmap as a security vulnerability scanner. Yeah. So use this one and then type your target 192.168.1.125. Okay, let's go back and then find this information. So basically here you can use Nmap for vulnerability assessment, so you don't really need to buy an expensive tool to scan your targets. Yeah, so basically you can just use Enmap dash script command. Yeah, even if you go to this Enmap, you'll see a lot of information. Yeah, let's open the Enmap reference guide. Yeah, and you can see the examples as well. Yeah, or you can use the search using Nmap as vulnerability scanner. Yeah, you'll see a lot of explanation on this one. So you can go to this one. One of the result here shows how to scan for vulnerabilities using Enmap. Yeah, using the dash. Yeah, or you can use this one as your source of reference. Yeah, okay. So anyway, when you type Nmap dash script equals to vuln, this will actually launch multiple Nmap scripts to detect vulnerabilities. Okay, let's see what we have here. Oops, okay, we're done with the scanning, and notice that, yeah, we can right away see that this target is vulnerable to SMB version 2 exploit CVE 2009-3103 Microsoft's based on Microsoft Security Advisory. Yeah, so let's copy this and search for this. What is this CVE 2009? Yeah, so this CVE 2009-31-3103 shows that there's an error in array index, yeah, on SMB version 2 protocol implementation, blah blah blah. Okay, and we can also check from some other information like CVE details. Earlier was from CVE, but the CVE here only shows the information about Windows rather than Linux, right? Okay, never mind. Yeah. So this is also called SMB version 2 negotiation vulnerability. Yeah. So once we got this information, the next step is we can also try to scan just to verify. To scan with vulnerability scan, with Tenable Nessus. I've already prepared for that. Yeah. So my Nessus is ready. Yeah, here. So now to learn about Nessus, of course, you need to look at or read documentation. Yeah, to start Nessus, we can easily launch this command like service Nessus start. That will start the Nessus scanner, and we can go to the URL, which is https localhost 8834. That will launch Nessus, and then we can once we have successfully logged on, you can start the new scan. Yeah, of course you can use any version or edition, home version or home edition, or even professional edition. Okay, so click the my scan, yeah, and then select new scan. You need to log on using root, for example, and click new scan, and you can select, for example, a very simple basic network scan. and you can type, let's say, task scan, and you can put a target, which we already know, 192.168.1.125, and you can select launch. This will launch the scanning. Yeah, notice that I have also created in early January. I've also created a task scan. So anyway, the name is the same. So you can actually delete this if you want. Yeah, you can just click in this one and then select. Yeah, I think you can just select trash here. Yeah, never mind. Let me just leave it alone. Yeah. So while the scanning is running, is done. Yeah, I think it's not yet done, but I can see that we found vulnerabilities related to Samba. See this one? We got Samba multiple issues. Okay, Samba encrypted password, SMD description, and so on. Yeah. Okay, so still running. So basically, we can confirm that we have Samba vulnerability, or in Windows they call it as SMB, stands for server message block. Yeah. So what we're going to do is, so provided that we have already done with this, yeah, see a lot of Samba multiple issues here. Yeah. You can check every single result from this scanning tool. Yeah, just leave it running. Yeah. Meanwhile, yeah, if provided that you have already identified the vulnerability correctly, the next step would be step 3, exploitation. Yeah, the first exploitation that I will do is exploitation using Metasploit framework. Yeah, let me just open up our Metasploit. Yeah, here. So I'll type back, yeah, and then type clear, and then you can type, you can search for this Metasploit exploitation module called SMB or Samba. Search for Samba. Now, you might want to try all of this, but of course, since I already know, yeah, I might just select this one. Of course, initially we need to test every single Samba related exploit. Yeah, but for the purpose of the demo, since I've already identified these vulnerabilities long time ago, so I will just select this one. Yeah. Exploit Linux Samba. Copy this and then type info, and then paste the module name. You can see it's Metasploit framework Samba 2.2, yeah, which is also the exact matching of our actual Samba version on the target machine. So what we can do is we can just type clear, and then type use, and then paste the module name, and then type show option. Need to specify the rhost, set rhost, which is actually 192.168.1.125, and then now for the payload. Now payload is normally used once we have successfully exploited the target machine. Payload is something that you send to the machine so that you can get something. Yeah. So for example here, when you type show, you can type show payloads. This will show you a lot of payloads. Yeah. But anyway, we'll be selecting a very simple payload called, let's say, shell reverse TCP. Yeah. Here, this is also one of my favorite payloads. So what we can do is just copy this and then type set payload and paste the payload name, and then you can type show options again. And here we'll need to specify the local host, which is pointing to our own Kali Linux, and the port. Yeah, the port is by default 444. So I will set this one, set L host to my host 192.168.1.252 and set L port 443 just to perhaps evade the firewall detection. Because port 443 is normally used, commonly used to evade the firewall because it's allowed, right? So the next thing to do is you can type check, or it doesn't support check, then you can just type exploit. Yeah. We'll try return address. So this is the example of an exploit. Okay, we got one command session open. Yeah, one command session open. And by the way, it's not like Windows. On Windows, you'll see C prompt, yeah, on the shell. But here, we don't see anything. Okay. Now, how do we test? But to test this is quite simple. You just type, let's say, uname -a. Okay, we got Linux on then SVR1, which is exactly the same as my target. Or you can even type command something like, okay, let's say cat/etc/shadow or passwd to show the password. Oh, bingo! We got access to /etc/passwd, which contains the Linux users, and you can even look at the password by typing cat/etc/passwd and bingo. Okay, so that means we have already successfully exploited our target machine. You can even type, let's say, ID just to prove that we are now root on the target machine. Right? So that's first exploitation. The next exploitation that I'm going to show you is to use the code from ExploitDB. Yeah. So just go to ExploitDB and search for Samba. Yeah, sorry, just type Samba. Yeah. You'll see a lot of exploit codes related to Samba. Yeah. So because there are many different codes, I'm just or I will just select any of the possible code that I will be testing. I've tested this code created by Cowboy. Yeah, this one. And if you have a look at this one, just click. Yeah, so the exploit code is actually stored on exploitdb.com/exploits then 22469. Yeah, created by this Cowboy, the author. You can download this one to download the code, or you can also use the second one here on top, yeah, by EDC. Yeah, this is also good. It was originally created by EDC. Yeah. Again, you can download this. Yeah. And there's another one called, if I'm not mistaken, is called trans to open. Trans to root, created by oh, it's no longer available. Okay, anyway, I got the result already. Yeah, so I pick two different codes that will be used to exploit our vulnerability. Yeah, so let me show you the code. Launch the new Windows, go to downloads. Yeah, I have downloaded 22469C and 22470. Yeah, let's have a look at the code. You can just type nano 22469. Yeah, so basically this is the code. Yeah. Definitely you'll need to understand programming or coding, specifically C and C++. So these are all of the characters to be used as the payload. Yeah. The one I'm showing you is actually coded by Cowboy, as you can see here. Yeah. Press Ctrl X to exit, and then you can even look at the second one, which is 70. Let's see. Yeah. This one is actually created by, yeah, almost the same as a Cowboy. It was actually created by Xnuxer. Yeah. Okay, let's compile this code. So first we need to run the GCC since yeah. So since both of the codes are in C language, so what we need to do is we need to compile it using new C compiler. Then the name of the file, which is 22469, and then the output, you can put anything, like for example 22469 as well, and press enter. Yeah, make sure that there's no error. Okay, then after that you can execute this exploit by typing /2249. You see? Okay, so this is how we can actually use usage. You need to specify the target, and you need to specify the port. The port here is actually the Samba port by default, so you need to specify you only need to specify the target -T and then IP address, and then press enter. That's it. Very fast. As you can see here, we got root less than few seconds, and then you can even type the command that I used before, the cat/etc, or wait, uname /-a cat/etc/passwd and cat/etc/shadow. Okay, this proof that we have successfully exploited the vulnerability on our target machine. So this is the command. Yeah, very simple, very fast, and as you can see that the exploit started to do the brute forcing until it finds the target's instruction pointer to be what do you call this, to be used. Because this is just an example of the buffer overflow on a vulnerability related to buffer overflow on Samba version 2.2 something. Yeah. Okay, so we're done with our exploitation. Yeah, we got full root. Of course, if you want, you can even change the password. Yeah. So for example, if you don't even know the password, yeah, from here you can start by typing, let's say, passwd or something like that. Okay. All right. So for example, here, let me cancel this and then do the same exploitation. And then you type, let's say, /sbin, let's say usr sbin passwd, or /usr bin passwd. See, you can try to change the password as you like. Yeah, this is a new password for the root on the target machine, but I don't really recommend you to do this. Yeah, since our activity might be detected, yeah, or it is actually not really ethical to change the password on the target machine. Yeah. What we need to show is that the target machine is vulnerable, and the vulnerability being found or being identified can be exploited. Yeah. Let me just go back. Yeah, I think my scanning is already done, and you can see that we got two vulnerabilities related to Samba. Yeah, go back. I even have one Hive or multiple Samba. So this host has multiple Samba vulnerabilities, yeah, which we have already tested by exploiting the existing vulnerabilities, or by exploiting the known or identified vulnerabilities, right? Okay, so that's the end of this session. Yeah. So um, as we can see, as you can see that we have successfully done this lab Linux hacking. Yeah, basically hacking a Linux host by using, you know, built-in tools plus, yeah, additional tool like Tenable Nessus, which is actually not built in on Kali. Of course, you can install it, you know, from the external source, as well as using the exploit code hosted on ExploitDB. You can see that this ExploitDB contains thousands of, you know, vulnerabilities. I mean exploits that will allow you to search and try to exploit, you know, any known vulnerabilities. Yeah. I'm not sure how many, but I believe it's more than, you know, 30,000 vulnerabilities. Oh, sorry, the exploits. I keep on saying vulnerabilities, but it's actually the exploits. Yeah. So again, there are two different ways of exploiting this. Whatever vulnerabilities being found, you know, using Metasploit framework and using the exploit code at this exploitdb.com. And to know about or to know the details about vulnerabilities, you'll need to analyze the code. Yeah, you need to have programming background or coding background to in order to be able to analyze the code. Yeah, as I have previously shown you. Yeah, let me just get back to the code. Samba. Yeah, before I end the session. So if you select this cowboy, you'll see the code. Yeah, so basically these are the characters used as the payload. Yeah, so this is the overflow payload, if I'm not mistaken, and then this is the shell code. I'm not sure about this, but let me see. Setup. Yeah, I think it's also the same thing. Yeah, I'm not very sure. I need to check again. Yeah, so basically it sends the buffer, which is about 1500, and the shell size is about 5034 byte, and the port being exploited is 139. Okay, just an example of one single remote buffer overflow, yeah, that can be used to exploit vulnerability on Samba version 2.2 on Linux machine. So again, this is my Linux, yeah, the target, and this is my Kali. All right, guys, I think that's all for the session. Thank you very much for your kind attention. Thank you for watching, and keep on supporting me by subscribing and liking the channel, yeah, my YouTube channel. Okay, thank you very much. Ciao.